Hello and welcome to my blended learning project. Today I will be taking us through the module 1 that I have created, and it is a week's worth of lessons created into a blended learning environment. So we'll talk about how I will structure my course, what components will be a part of it, and how the students will be using those to get their learning done. All right, so let's get started. So I'll be deploying all of my resources through Canvas. So my school district offers Canvas as an LMS, so that's what I'll be using for my third graders. And again, I am teaching third grade, so I have 3 courses of third grade math. They'll be anywhere between 25 to 30 students in each class. Those ranges of cognitive development really runs between first grade and about fourth grade. So we're talking about 3 to 4 different grade levels within one classroom. So let's take a look at how we can reach each of those learners. Now, none of the work can be done at home. Homework is not an expectation, especially online work. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how we're going to do that in the classroom itself without any work done being at home. All of their work will be done asynchronously, well, kind of synchronously within the classroom. However, they get their choice as to how they do it within the rotations. And so they could all be on different lessons at one time. However, they're all within the same unit or module, if you will. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we are on our welcome page. The student will select module 1, and they're going to see the different choices. So you've got Module 1 lessons 1 through 5, all the way to Module 1 lessons 16 through 20. Our Eureka Math runs by module, so we have Modules 1 through Module 7. I'm doing one for Module 1. And when we look here, they can select the Start Here page. That'll kind of tell them what the module is going to be about. And then we'll get into the breakdown of lessons. So these will be done by the unit that the topics that they're working on. So the student will select module 1. And when they select that, they're going to be taken to their assignment. Now this is assignment lessons 1 through 5. Let's check out what they will do when they select the link. Okay. And now they're being brought to their choice board. So each week or each set of 5 lessons, depending on how the student is working on it, will be through a math choice board. Now let's take a look closer at this choice board. The student can put down their name, their class and number, so whenever they go to turn it into me, it's automatically turned in that way and it makes it a lot easier. When they select this, and again, I'll be going over this with them, so I will have taught them how to use this system, of course. Those pre-measures will be in place before this even gets started. They'll select slide 2, and this right here can give them an overview of what they're going to be doing within the lesson. They can select go to choice board, to be able to get back, all of that kind of stuff. So once they come down here, they're going to find that they have 5 Great Minds lessons, 3 Zearn lessons, and 2 hands-on. My expectation is that they do this within a week's time span, a typical week. So Monday through Friday, they have 1 lesson each day. They get 3 days of Zearn time, which is our online interactive a site that adapts to where the student is at for math. And then they'll also have 2 hands-on activities, while they are also doing hands-on activities during their video lessons as well. So those are different components. Let's take a look at the Great Minds. So for a student to be able to complete, let's say this lesson, their goal is to complete everything that they're supposed to do in this box, and then they'll come up here and they'll fill it in with whatever color once they're finished with it. That's how they'll know they've checked it off. So let's see how they get to this lesson. So what they'll do is they'll select the red bar, and that will take them to the Module 1 lesson page. Now, this will tell them their materials that they'll need. It'll give them the link to the video and the page number they're to work on it in their blue math book. They already, again, know what those blue math books are. They have those, they use those on a regular basis. Their materials they'll gather from the materials section in my classroom that I'm going to have set up, where you're going to have a turn-in bin, extra paper, hands-on materials that they'll need. I will have certain materials that they'll need throughout the lessons throughout the week kind of for grabs up there, and they'll return them to there. Again, it's another procedure that we have set in place. They'll also complete their problem set and their exit ticket, and this will tell them exactly what they need to do. So from here, they can select the video. So again, their goal is to do that Great Minds video, Module 1, Lesson 1. So the first thing they'll do is they'll select that video using their page 4 in their blue math book. And it will take them to the video that they need to do. Right now, since I'm a teacher, it takes me here. It should take them here. And at this video, they're going to be going over all of Lesson 1, using those counters, using those materials that they need. By the end of the lesson, it's going to bring them to a problem set. Now, this problem set that the teacher talks about is the same problem set that will be included on their page. And again, I have included videos that they are able to watch in order to understand how to maybe do a problem. So if you play this, I'll go through and I'll read each of the problems. That way, if a student can't read, because there's a lot of, again, we've got first grade to fourth grade. So if a student can't read, they have that material there for them. And then I do the same thing for the exit tickets that are done and completed daily. So they'll have that, and I also read those exit tickets out to them. And so they are able to do that kind of on their own versus asking me a ton of questions while I'm in the middle of my intervention groups. So they have this and then their exit ticket. Once they finish that third thing, they can go back, they'll check it off of their board. Let's say if they have a question during their time. They can write in their question on here, and then they can simply share it with me. So by doing that, they could turn it in via Canvas, so they can share it through their Google Drive and submit it. And then I can submit it back to them and say, hey, this is the answer. And they can see the answer directly on their paper through the comments section. Again, procedures, them understanding how to do this. This will be definitely a teachable moment here, but is most definitely something I know third graders can do. Okay, let's keep going. So the last thing that they're going to do is, well, it's not the last. The other thing that they're going to do is Zearn Math. So this, again, is our interactive math website. They will sign in with their Clever. And for me as a teacher, you'll see this first page. I am able to view their reports, so their pace, their progress, how they're doing on all of their lessons. And these lessons align directly with the Eureka math lessons that we use in class. So if they're talking about arrays and Eureka, they're talking about arrays and Zearn. So they go hand in hand. The student feed, though, how that will look is, so it looks kind of like this. They earn badges per lesson that they do. They can keep track of everything that they're doing. And it's super helpful, and it really helps them take charge of those lessons and their learning. I'm able to give them specific lessons. So let's say I see on their exit ticket that they're really not understanding something. I can give them a building lesson for that and have them go through that and get that little bit of extra help that they need. So those are the two parts that are online. Now, the hands-on activity will be something such as task cards or their multiplication folders, their flashcards, their task cards, their project-based learning that we'll be doing where they're creating a grocery store, they're creating a pet shop, and whatever has to do with that theme at that time. Currently, my students are working on building arrays with Play-Doh, so that is also an option as well right now as an example of a hands-on activity. Okay. So they do all of this and they get it all done in a week. What do they get out of it? So once they turn this into me and it is completely done, I've checked, I've got every exit ticket, they are good to go. They've done their lessons on Zearn. They receive 30 minutes of Prodigy. Prodigy is a game-based website for math that is a ton of fun for them. It's really interactive and they absolutely love it. and it goes and it reinforces those math skills. So that is going to be what they get if they win. Or I'm sorry, if they finish their assignment for the week. And that is kind of it for the math choice board aspect of it. Again, in class on paper, they're going to be turning in that physical exit ticket, and they'll also be completing the hands-on portion. So you've got that blended component of both online and on paper, hands-on type of learning. So, like I said, they're going to submit it, and then during all of this, what I will be doing is I'm sorry, I will be doing intervention math groups. So I'll be taking what they've learned either first grade, kindergarten, or, heading enrichment up to fourth grade. And I'll providing those services to them. And so how our class will run is we'll start off the day with a number talk. We will go into what is that called? So number talk, then we'll go into a mini lesson, about 10 minutes, just to make sure that we're covering those quick topics. They'll go into their day and we'll close, making sure that everyone's colored in their squares, doing their exit ticket, and any discussion questions that we had for that day. So that is really it for the blended learning project. I am really excited to use this with my third graders. I think it really fits into the modern classroom that I'm wanting to build, and I look forward to learning more. Thank you so much for viewing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.